Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mega Minds podcast. It's your boy, Fawn the Villain. To my left, we got the homie Toast. What's good, man?
Hey, everyone's me, Lack. So grateful to be here. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, hanging out with us today. Like we always say, you signed a lease, you signed a contract, you're here to stay. There's no end clause, so you're stuck. At least for the next hour. If you like this one, check out the other ones too. And check out our social medias. Fawn's been putting a lot of work on the reels and the short form, so yeah, it's been.
Dang.
I like the rush hour one.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was fun. The rush hour with the.
I got some text saying that then people thought it was funny too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate the love. Y'all really showing out. And again, your boys have been doing this. It's about to knock out a year in a few months.
Yeah.
Holy.
A year.
Your boys have been doing this. So the fact that you guys are still staying tuned and, just keeping us going by just engaging and doing all the things that you guys do on your end. We appreciate that. Because it's a lot of work. It really isn't, but apparently it is. For people to just hit the like button, apparently it's a lot of work. But you know what? You guys are doing it, so we appreciate the love. The rush hour one was fun though. I like that. And if you guys again want to see more, this is particularly the social media. If you guys want to see more of just like straight cards, answering the questions, us getting to know each other in front of camera, essentially, which is what this is, but in a very much more short version. It's like, let us know. We'll do a few more of those because that was pretty
and I like that idea too because I understand how sitting through an hour of content can be even tough for me. Because I mean, even podcasts that I watch a lot, I don't watch it in one go. I think we talked about this before.
You usually come back.
Yeah, so I like the we're previewing like little segments that we're starting to do or that we do in the long form into short form, so people can get a taste for it and then and interact with it.
Interact indeed. Facts. Just before that, again, we're going to switch up the pace. You guys might have been seeing us do the bowl cards later in the episode. We're going to be doing them up in the jump. But right before we get into that, the Arizona trip. Your boys are going to be going to Arizona. Shout out to the peoples. Hope, Sadie, which congrats to her because she just got a ring. So congrats to her and the mans. Jess, Steven, they're all out there. And, the boys, me, your boy Lack, Twin, brother Doe, and Morgan, we're all gonna be out there just doing our thing, hiking.
Yo, okay.
No
I will
one
say
is
this. I'm normally an outdoor person. I like doing outdoor stuff, but for some reason, when it's like a short trip and like I know we're gonna be doing a lot of partying, a lot of drinking. Throwing a hike in the morning,
throwing a hike in the AM,
and they've been talking about how hot it is.
Facts.
That's all they talk about is how hot it is. But I hate when they talk about it. They go, it's like a dry heat though.
Oh,
like 110 is 110.
110.
And yes,
dry.
like humidity. I mean, I'm a tropical Asian, so it's different. I feel like I'm more used to that kind of things. But heat is heat, bruh.
Heat is heat, especially when you're pushing 100. Heat is heat.
On a mountain, you're closer to the sun. Like that motherfucker's touching you. Yeah, so,
crazy. But we doing this hike though. We gonna.
That's what it sounded like, man.
Yeah, no, I like what's it called? I like the idea of the pod in that morning time. Instead would obviously be like a very fun vibe if we can. You know how much drag though, like everyone will be dragging, especially if we're drunk from the night before.
Yeah,
it's like to get everyone to sit down, voice cracked up. That'll be fun. That'll be a raw episode for sure.
That would be. I'm excited, man. I'm excited, and that's kind of the thing. Something that I know we prefaced before of saying like when we want to do more stuff with friends and guests and things like that. But the thing is that I feel like the more the longer we have marinated this idea, it's like hard to get people to come on. Not mainly because like of scheduling or whatever, like how busy people are, and our shoot time is usually we're pretty flexible, but we try to shoot in the evening, and in this age, at this kind of age, people have kids, people have children, they have much, so.
Some people just don't reply, which is fair, bro.
Call them out right now.
Yeah. Some people, hey, you just draw all the names, you just bleeped for the whole thing.
No.
Some people just not replying, but it is what it is, man.
But it's cool. I'm excited to honestly see everyone, and I've never been to Arizona. So. I
feel like I have passing by. I don't think I've ever really like been in Arizona, like in the area, because yeah,
same,
like Phoenix and Scottsdale,
like driving to
and stuff.
California.
Yeah, it's type thing, like just passing by. So it should be fun, and it's also gonna be the first boys trip. I did not go to Miami with y'all. I didn't. The spring break stuff, the boy wasn't there. So this is the first time we're going. This is the first time definitely going. Well, at least you were like in Miami for graduation, but this is the first time Morgan's gonna be traveling with him. Yeah. So there's a lot of bonding, man.
Yeah, it is. I like going on road trips with Morgan. Dude is just like we talked about earlier. Dallas, he's just like a yes man, down for whatever, and
boy's ready.
Yeah, boy's always ready, bro. So I like traveling with Morgan.
Shout out to the man Morgan. We're actually gonna go play tennis with the boy later. So
y'all definitely gonna catch some footage of that. So.
Catch some footage of that tonight. Again, you guys, we see we're giving y'all glimpses. Just check out the social media. Keep up to date, and I trust you shall be entertained. But speaking of entertainment, it's about that time. The boy's gonna move into the bold cards. You know, we've been trying to do all 3 of them, and we got all 3 of them today. Toast, let us know what it is.
Yeah. So. Quick intro to the cards if you've never been here before. Bowl cards, we've been doing these for a few months now, and they're pretty fun. Each card has 1 or 2 questions. Sometimes they relate, sometimes they don't. 3 categories: connection, perception, and reflection. Pretty fun though. Definitely check it out if you have friends that you guys like want to go more in depth with you know, because it's not always the easiest in casual conversations just to bring up something deep, but with the cards you have a prompt and
it kind of gets your mind.
It will come out.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
With that being said, I'm gonna read off the first card, which is the reflection card. Cool. And then I'll answer and then follow answer. 2 questions. If you could alleviate one societal issue right now, which would it be? This first question. Second question is, what daily activity do you enjoy least? The timing of the question is usually good because today is actually voting day.
Today is election day. Yo, go out and vote. Do your civic duty. Yeah.
Societal issue. I feel like the majority or a lot of societal issues could be resolved with, or at least for me, stems from misunderstanding or a lack of understanding of other people's cultures or other cultures or other people that are involved in your society. Okay. Especially living in America, this is a big melting pot and
massive, the greatest in the world, I think, of just different. Yeah,
I think so too. I think that's actually factual. I don't even think it's like a but there, it's hard to just say like there's just one that I want to alleviate. Obviously, all the wars going on right now, all the civil unrest, things like that they get more social media attention because there's more death involved. Right. There's more chaos involved, and media likes to report on those kind of things. So that's kind of like what I see the most on my social media and whatnot. But I feel like in every war is unedible at this point. Throughout history, that's just how it's always
literally
been.
That's how different civilizations are made. That's how all this stuff are formed. So
right. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to pick one because I don't want to take away from others. But okay. I would just say being more understanding of other people, making a big world smaller, and you can only do that through perspective. The world is a big place. We always say that, but we can always make it smaller and by gathering more understanding and more perspective from other people around you, and letting people have a voice in what bothers them or what makes them happy or what works for them, because we get so caught up in this thing where we feel like our way is the right way and it's the only way, and things has always been like this, so should I just stay like this? When as people we are always evolving, we're always developing new ways to do things, and to just have a one to be very one track and single minded, it's not always the best thing.
Yeah, it's not going to like it's not going to facilitate you when you go out into the world. That might be cool and tasteful when you're in your own community, when you're in your own house. Like, of course, by all means, like do your thing. But when you go out into society, like you mentioned, it's really, you gotta have the openness to, or sorry, the willingness to be able to receive and perceive like other people's, perceptions. You have to be able to empathize. Like all of that is definitely can't stress enough. Just important, especially when it comes to societal issues, to just tackle one. And for the sake of keeping it light and answering the question, I would just say one that's been a major thing, especially in this country, like gun violence.
Gun violence, yeah.
If we can relieve that, I mean, granted, now I'm not gonna sit here with you guys and talk about the legislation and what all we can do as far as like political reform and all that jargon to be able to subside gun violence, but I'm pretty sure we can like coercively come to an agreement. Like there are ways to mitigate gun violence, especially gun violence to the degree, especially pertaining to schools and children. Like that in itself blows me how crazy, how like rampant it is just in this country, just like everywhere. And there's definitely more that can be done instead. So if there was one to relieve, I would say that for sure. Save the children. Yeah. And then the second question was,
what daily activity do you enjoy the least?
Do I enjoy the least? Why does it?
It's not even related.
Funny, such a funny question. Funny way to put it too. Yeah. Enjoy the least. It just which one do I not like? Like, do I have to enjoy? Yeah. Anyway,
I would say semantics. Yeah, for me, I'll give a recent example. For me, that activity I enjoy the least has been being on the phone with insurance companies. Bro, ever since the hailstorm, I've been struggling. Literally 2 hours a day sometimes. Like, dang, just consistently, just like I'm on hold for at least 30 minutes. So, and then giving them every detail about their car because they lowball us on the cars, whatever. This is 4 cars and one roof. Like, because our roof got messed up in the hill too. So, but yeah, I would say that's what I would enjoy the least, and that's why you would never catch me working at a call center.
Oh, to just be on the phone, brother.
No, because one of the first job I had, I even asked the medical assistant because they were low on staff. Was I had to work as a scheduler.
Oh wow, okay.
And that was so annoying to wear a headset and like. People after people, just like it was chill. Yeah, you're sitting in the chair all day, just talking. You're not moving anything, but your mouth and the fucking mouse, I guess. But it was one of those things. I'm like, everyone that I like, most people I talk to are just like upset.
I was gonna say like when it comes, I feel like, sorry to cut you off. I feel like when it comes to especially scheduling, and rescheduling, because that has to be, that's just always going to be a part of the mix. Yeah. It's going to be so nitpicky because everyone's so particular about their time. Right. And then at the end of the day, half of them aren't going to show up. And it's just like, bro. Yeah. You got to do this over and over with the same person. Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, some of you know how it is. Like if you work for a doctor who is very like well-renowned, so they're very good in their field and they have a specialty, their first appointment could be like 3, 4, 5, 6 months out. Yeah. You know, so like some people hear that they're like, "Huh?"
They're like, "Wait, I need
it. My birth control is about to run out." I'm like, "You have to, bro. There's nothing I can do." Yeah. But that's the thing. Like healthcare in this country is it baffles me. Like it's hyper expensive. Everything is overpriced because of farm or whatever. Now we're getting into so much politics.
Bro, politics today. I mean, it's inevitable.
I guess it's inevitable. But I feel like that's another issue I would tackle.
Issue. Yeah. You know what's funny? Just to dabble on that a little. We actually, so you were an MA or?
Yeah, MA.
So we what's it called? Whenever I would be in clinic, they made us call. We had to make not all of our scheduling. Actually, no, a lot of the MAs did it, but depending on where you're at and the time and all that kinds of stuff, who was available, whatever, like they made us do most of the schedulings ourselves. Like we would call,
Yeah.
or after we see the patient, whatever, we would like set up schedules when to meet. Obviously, the MA has to put everything into the system from majority of the time, but like there's certain people that we would actually call if we're just doing telehealth or whatever. Especially when I was in doing psych and I was working with kids. Like I was always calling parents and I never had to call a teacher, but I was always calling like parents. Of course, some of the children had cell phones that were really young, but it's like them to
You know what that is? It's just literally for them to like be able to build insurance for a higher like grade. That's literally like it's a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, literally.
Like stuff that they make you guys do, like you know, calling the parents just so they can bump up the grade scale on
of what
to what they build insurance. I feel like it's a waste of time because the MA could call with all the fucking like triage
everything
notes, and say and recite the same shit unless it's something like major, like hey, we found like something,
like a test result kind of thing, live, there's a fucking tumor,
right?
That's fair. It is,
and that's what I mean when I say like it's like this country is so big on wasting time just for the sake of money.
It's a money game. Capital.
It's a money
game. Okay, fair enough. Daily activity that I don't like.
Fucking waking up.
Dude, literally waking up, bro. Right now, it's waking up. Like if I could be awake at like in the morning early with the energy I have once I am awake, it's calm, it's cool. But just the act of waking up, bro, come on.
You've been sleeping crazy though. Like, bro, this man texted me and I sent him a text in like the morning and then replied till like 3:30 p.m. like 4 p.m.
Was yesterday?
I just woke up. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 days ago. I'm like, what the fuck?
I just came back from a wedding 2 or 3 days. Come on, bro.
Okay.
Come on. I do usually wake up like mad late, but it just depends. Majority of the times I wake up in the morning, but again, the act of getting up, like my process of waking up could take 3 hours. Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah,
I'm waking up.
That's some real unemployed activities right there. The process of waking up is 3 hours,
brethren. And when I tell you, I think about it, I'm like, and of course, unless it's
because like, do you count like waking up as in like getting like actually starting to be productive, making
up the bed and like doing all that shit, like
not
I'll
just like opening your eyes.
No.
Yeah, because then you're like, I'm on my phone for like an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm reading emails. Like, laying in bed before anything, reading emails and shit before I get out of bed, make it up, whatever. And I'm still gonna put the robe on and then lay it on top of the made bed. And then check a few more things on social media now. And before we get, bro. But then
before you know, it's 3 hours. Yeah,
it's 3 hours. But then I think about all the times the boy used to sleep an hour and a half, and I'm like, well, I'm going back to sleep, bro. What the fuck do you mean?
Gotta make up for those times.
I literally just think about it. I'm like, bro, I used to fucking sleep for an hour and a half.
And be like hyper functional
and be stupid functional. So I'm going back to sleep.
Nah, that makes sense. I heard it's like a really good practice to wake up and not touch any like device for like an hour. Do all your stuff. Who the fuck's doing that? I did try a few times and it actually felt really good. Like my mind felt so calm. Like
I would agree.
Yeah, because I was waking up with anxiety and because of that anxiety, I was like, I don't know why, but when I'm anxious, I go on my phone. I just go on my phone.
The next thing.
just like answer or text or reply to whatever, emails or whatever. But when I did that a few times, I woke up, everything was calm, smooth. And then I went on my phone, and then I became anxious. So,
jeez, you know what? I think because I was gonna say I did that too, but that was when I didn't have social media, and I think that's the easiest way if anyone wants to get into that habit.
Yeah,
just cut the social media out because you still get on your phone, but it's so like infrequent that you're just like, ooh, it makes it easier to wake up in the morning. I mean, I don't get hella text messages anymore, so even if I glance at it, I'm like, well, there's nothing, or there's an email. It's like easier to just be like, okay, I'm gonna do everything else. I can come back to the emails. Like 30 minutes later, an hour later, it's cool. So I do like that though. That's a good habit. But man, active waking up is
definitely garbage. Gotta fix my that habit because it's a bad habit.
Fair. All right, I'm gonna go with the perceptions card and then I'll let you handle the connections. So perceptions card, first question. what do you think my biggest weakness is? And the second question is, what do you think my most significant strength is?
So you want me? I answer that for you.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say recently, or maybe just since I met you, you don't have a lot of like chinks in your armor, but it's more of like how it's more of like I don't think it's like something that you do, but maybe it's how much phrase this like feeling like a constant need to like or like bouncing from relationships to relationships. I feel like when it comes to your peace, that's where it gets disrupted the most, other than school.
Fair.
Yeah. So I don't, but I don't think that's necessarily a weakness. That's just like you're a very solo person. You like to do things by yourself. You like to have your own space, your own time to do things at your pace. And I as nice as that all sounds and how good that all feels, I bet it gets lonely enough to where like you need someone's like a partner to like tell these things to or like talk to and like keep you entertaining on that intimate level.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe that's why you do it, but I don't think it's like a weakness. But I do think it's like something that affects you more than most aspects in your life.
So you would, and just to clarify, you would say, is it the act of me wanting to be single or wanting to have a relationship? That's the weakness.
It's like what you post on Instagram today is perfect for it. It's like some of the battle you fight, that's the worst battle you fight is how you feel versus what you know. It's like sometimes you know you shouldn't be in a relationship. You do anyway because you feel like, but you feel the love for the interest for that person. So you do it anyway, even though you know your schedule more than anyone. You know how your mental space is more than anyone. So I think that's what it is.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah, that's very valid. I definitely. Yeah, it's funny because it is exactly as you said, and I think you were saying that you don't know the reason. I would guess, when you put it like that, the boy loves love, man. Like I love love, and I love the idea of it. But like you mentioned, my entire being is sort of the solo individual, whatever I enjoy doing for myself. So they clash. They definitely clash, but I guess we'll have to figure it out. Yeah, I guess eventually. But I think the thing is, whenever I do have that person, which conversations for off camera, whenever I do have that person, I feel like those things, instead of clashing, would merge to where I will be able, or, and this might sound very prisoner, but I will be allowed to have that piece of the individuality and everything whilst enjoying the love of my partner. So hopefully, very valid. Okay.
No, like that's fair, and I think it's more like it's been like a distance thing too. Because people that you been interested in or have feelings for has been like
distance, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez, long distance kind of guy. Funny because Julian, shout out the boy Drew. I haven't shout out the boy out in a minute. I feel like shout out the boy Drew.
It was literally last up.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was like it was like you used when you and Drew used to live together at his or when you stayed at his parents' house with him and y'all did y'all
in the month.
Yeah. Y'all like
really last episode.
Y'all were on your own schedule, like doing things for your like working out and stuff.
Last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shout out to the boy again.
Yeah, shout him out again.
He's not a fan. He's not a fan of long distance. Every time I tell him, I'm like, oh man, there's this girl. He's like, where does she live? Hey, bro, not here. He was like, bro, what are you doing with this long distance business? I'm like, my guy, it's anything is possible, bro. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the man Drew. For Toast, your biggest weakness, I would want to say, I feel like it's your intentionality. Now that's the word I would say. Deep dive. I feel as though with everything that you do in the greatest way, you're very intentional about it, whether it's with the people that you're trying to do things about, whether it's with the craft that you're trying to like work on and do, whether it's your exercise or your scheduling or whatever. You're very intentional about it. So much so to the point that I feel like you would go to like extremes of extreme lengths.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Again, extremes is gonna be subjective, but just from what, like, personally speaking, what I would consider extreme, you go to the most lengths to make sure like said intention is carried out, whatever it is. So, example, man's just got the Osmo today. We've been talking about this Osmo forever. You're like, yo, so yeah, the boy's been hard grinding, thinking, and like putting everything together for his second page and like all the other stuff. And he's like, yo, you've been talking about like getting this camera, like everything you need. Obviously, the content and everything is gonna fall in place when you start traveling. But it's like you're making sure, intentionality. You're going to, you're learning like the depths of content creation in terms of like editing and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, just look at the reels, the last reels, the what's it called, the out now video you made, the other reel, especially with the intro that when we had the boy Will, shout out to Will, when we had Will on, like the intro was crazy. Like you go to those lengths to make sure that whatever it is you're pushing, like you're very intentional about all of that. And then to transfer that, or not to transfer, but to translate that when it comes to people, you also put yourself in, I would say, not necessarily like vulnerable positions, but for people that you care about, you definitely will go to lengths that are like boundless. Essentially, I think, and not to say, again, I don't even have what's it called, like the evidence to back this up in court or nothing, but I would say for the people that you care about, you will definitely go to extreme lengths, and it just shows in your character. So I think that in itself can be a weakness depending on who obviously abuses that in a way. Like the people that you care for, you're there, your boy's 10 toes down, but then he's 10 toes 6 feet deep. Like boy is down 10 toes down, and it's just like, my guy, yo, it's okay, allow it, man.
No,
but yeah, so I would say like that in itself, if abused or if looked at like sideways, would definitely scream as a weakness, I would say.
No, I appreciate that. I think like you're spot on with the I mean, because I feel like in life, being unintentional or being like half-footed through the door has gotten me into some situations where like, it's like, am I here for it? Am I with it?
Okay.
Because like I feel like that's always been my personality, like just full sending it. If wherever I'm doing,
fair,
whoever I'm with, and it's more just like, if I'm not being intentional, if I'm not willing to go through extreme ends, to do what I say I'm gonna do, then who am I really? And it makes me not proud of who I am, because I have a lot of unintentional people in my life. I have people that are, like close to me. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, my dad is a very unintentional person. Like whatever he does in life, it's more like if it lands in his lap, cool. If not, he's not going out his way to seek it, and things just don't work like that in life.
Yeah,
it's never have for me. I feel extremely lucky as a person to have the opportunities I've had, but those opportunities requires intention, and intention, good habits, and discipline. And for people around me, yeah, bro, of course, anything. And it's more like, because the people around me is my legacy. I not gave up on the dream of being so great in life that my name is remembered for generations. It's not that I gave up on that, but it's more so the more important, the more tangible things are right in front of me, and it's the people. Yeah.
No, I like that. And just to clarify, I think I might have misspoke. I think with you saying that, and I say this the reason I'm correcting myself is because I'm going to answer the second question immediately. I say that because I definitely love that take, especially with the people that you care about. And I think where, to answer the first question, the weakness would come from would instead be the people that are around you that aren't necessarily in the close circle, but like outside of the close circle, who you're still very intentional, who you're still extremely intentional about. I think that's where the weakness would come from, and that's where the weakness would be exploited because the people that you care about would not exploit you.
I definitely agree. I see that as a weakness too, because I've been in a situation where people, like you said, like where I have the best intention for people, but people don't have the best intention for me, or they won't go the length that I will go for them, and it's not a transaction. I don't need them to, but some people will exploit it. Like any of my friends that ask to borrow money, like, and I've heard this once from this dude named David So.
Oh, I know David So. Yeah, him and Tim Johnson also had a podcast too, the Foodie.
Yeah, the Foodie podcast. Yeah. And his dad was a pastor, and his dad told him,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he's very religious growing up, but his dad told him, like, if you have money to lend out, you have money to give away. So people that borrow money from me, or like my friends that reach out to borrow money from me, like I don't ask for it back. Like sometime like a year or two would pass, and then like they'll just hit me up like, "Do I owe you money?" I'm like, "Yeah," because like they scroll through their Venmo history or something, and they're like, "Why did Lag Venmo make this much?" Right? But
fair.
I don't. It's more of just like it is a weakness because it's been exploited in the past, but that's okay. I feel like that's a price that I'm willing to pay to recognize who my real friends are. If it's just monetary, whatever, like. Money will come back, but my time and the effort I put into that person might not if I never find out who that person is. So I feel like my intentions, like because I'm so intentional, it can almost be abrasive sometimes. The way I want to push something so hard that I convey it in a way that's very pushy or forceful, or just in a way that's like we have to make this happen, or like the fucking world's gonna like it's gonna end, you know, like but I never mean it in a bad way. It's more just so like if that person I feel like don't care enough, let me care enough for both of us, and then let that thing go through.
I like that, and that's what will bring me to the answer for the second one, which is your most significant strength. Again, to double down, is the intentionality. Is definitely the intentionality with the things that you do, with the people that you love. It's like, I don't think you can really, I mean, you already worded it perfectly before. Like, you can't surpass that when you're living, like in the life you're living, you want to make sure that like everything that you are going into, and then you give the comparison with your dad, of course, everything you're going into and the way life works, like you get what you put out, essentially. So your intentionality is what's going to give you everything you need in life, because that's what you're putting out in the people, in the work, and everything, as far as like the content and all that stuff, the exercise, like you get what you put out, bro.
Yeah.
So I would say that's your most significant strength, actually.
Yeah. For you, I will say your most significant strength is your perseverance and your ability to not manipulate but form to any environment you're in, whether it's like a cool, calm, chill environment, a party, or like something like an environment that requires you to be very hardworking. Like, I mean, just like how we talked about earlier, you used to get 1 hour of sleep and be hyper, hyper functional.
Yeah.
But now, like, now that you have the time to just do whatever you want, to chill, like, you do that too. But when you are needed, you're there. And I think that's like a very, like a trait that probably wasn't, I don't think was always there for you. Would be like, I'm because like, even like when you like, I'll take it back to your med school days. Like, I feel like the first like 2 years you were hyper locked in, like to where like I'm like asking them, yo, is Fawn good? I haven't heard from this man like 4 months, like 4 or 5 months,
literally months, bro.
And then he'll hit me up randomly like, yo, he's coming back next week. I'm like, I haven't seen this man in like 6 months.
Facts, and be back for like a week or 2.
Yeah, like you always work on areas of your life that you feel like needs work, and you strive. I feel like because you strive to be, and I know you're humble enough to understand that perfection, being a perfect person in life will never happen for anyone, but because you always strive for it, it creates all these good habits, and it creates like this image of you to me that is honestly bigger than life, because you inspire and motivate a lot of people around you. Like with how hard you work out or whatever, like you don't need to work out, but you still do. Yeah.
Right? I need to be in the gym, bro. I was supposed to go today, but yeah.
And you're very like, and I feel like you're very intentional too with how you move about life. Like things that you want to achieve, they're gonna get done. Iron will.
Yeah. Dang, appreciate that, G. Yo, that's love. Yeah. That's love. Holy, no comment. No, but yeah, they appreciate that.
Yeah. Connection card.
Connections. Why do you laugh? Bro, the connections card? The connection card will throw you off so hard.
Yeah. Have you ever checked an ex phone? Question mark.
Holy.
First question. Second question. What are your thoughts on privacy when in a relationship?
Have you ever checked an ex's phone?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I haven't though.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there were moments where I could have, not that I wanted to, but I could have.
Yeah.
But like I just genuinely haven't. Would I? No. Would I have done it in the past? I feel like there was a time frame where I definitely would have been that person, but it just the opportunity wasn't there. And I said I would have been that person because in like my first relationship, things were so like I felt like I was so fresh to an actual genuine relationship that anything could have happened.
Yeah.
In terms of like me checking her phone or the boy slipping up and cheating. Like I feel like anything at that time would have, like I would have been so volatile and new to the experience that I wouldn't know how to handle particular situations. And I say that to also give her grace because she was also loca in her own way.
Yeah.
But well, I don't know if she had been, I can't even remember if she's been in relationships before, but it was just that fresh and new, at least to me, to where I was like, there was so many learning curves and balances. I don't even, like, she had checked my phone, but at the same time, I was like, is this normal? Is this not normal? Like, if we do trust each other, it should be fine, right? For her to be able to look at my phone and like look through my phone, and she was literally in my messages and shit. And I was just like, I don't know, whatever. So I haven't, but I feel like back in the day, maybe I would have, especially after that. Maybe I would have, but nah.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And that's protecting yourself and her from like a situation. But like that's just the trust you have in your partner, as you should.
Fair,
I've ever checked a partner? Yes, twice.
We've been in there.
Yeah, twice. Both times found out they cheated on me. Like,
yeah,
and it wasn't because like I'm just constantly checking on their phone. Like, I'm not that type of person. I'm actually I'm very secure in most relationships I'm in. And the only reason why I checked was, you know, like when you can tell someone is trying to hide something, or like their demeanors change, or when they're next to you, the phone's going off, and they're like,
if you give me enough hints, we are all going to have to sit down and find out what's in there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but I'm too observant of a person. I pay too much attention to my partner to not catch those things. Like you can tell when someone's just guilty of something.
Yeah,
you might not know what it is, but there are always clues.
Yeah. And if they're showing the signs.
Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely have. Would I do it again in the future? That's not even the question on here. I'd do it again.
I was going to say, if it comes to that moment again and you notice all the same shit, What are we doing? We're not learning
I have
patterns here?
experience now.
Yeah, we're not learning patterns here? What are we doing? Am I a fucking goldfish?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Fucking figure out what's going on.
No, you're not going to have a goldfish mentality and just forget. No. But, yeah. So what are your thoughts on privacy in a relationship? You just go ahead.
My thoughts on privacy in a relationship. I think it's necessary. You definitely should have like some personal privacy. There should be conversations that I can have with you that my girl doesn't need to know about. We can have our guy conversations with you, with my brothers, with the boy Drew, like privacy in that sense. I feel like might be contrary belief. I feel like even with personal space, I can have my privacy. I like to go into the bathroom and shit by myself. We don't gotta be. You don't always just have to do your makeup while I'm in the. It's cool when
couples that do that. I don't know. I've never been in that situation where like I'm that comfortable enough with somebody who I can just like.
Especially if the toilet's like not in a separate.
Yeah.
Come on.
I understand like how your bathroom is set up, like the toilet.
The door. So you can go in there and do your thing. But if it's right, we can have some privacy in that sense. I don't have to, just because we're dating, like I don't feel like we need to be exposed to each other in like all types of environments, especially those. So respect privacy in those senses with friends, personal privacy with everything. What other sense of privacy? I don't want to say work because I personally would like to be open to my partner as far as like things that when it comes to like outside things like that, work, finances, a lot of those stuff. I'm not finances maybe to a specific level. Obviously, I'll have my money. She'll have her money. We'll have our money. All that kinds of stuff. We don't need to discuss back and forth for 10 days before I fucking go buy, what's it called? The new Call of Duty for fucking $70, which I haven't gotten.
400 gigs.
That's 400. Yeah, we don't need to like do all that, but definitely respect some privacy there financially. But yeah, when it comes to like outside things, work, all that stuff, generally open with my partner.
What about family?
That's
because they are at that point. It is your family. But let's say like your sister or your brother's going through some things, like whether or not like he stepped out in his relationship or he has financial problems, like something like that, where it's almost like a shameful thing to. Like let's say like he developed like a gambling problem or something. Which I know though.
Which I'm not. Which like something that I'm not necessarily prideful of. Or I know he's not prideful of either. Honestly, well, it'll definitely depend on the thing, but I would definitely confide in my wife about some of that stuff.
Okay.
And this is the hope, is that she's also the type of person to respect our boundary, and this is like a her and I thing now.
Not just bringing like this randomly.
With your friends and shit. Like like we will discuss this and it'll be just the two of us. And if I'm opening up to her about, let's say, my brother having an issue with whatever, it's like the reason that I would do that would probably be because I need some mental stability and insight on how she could help me with this. Like help me handle however I'm handling with, like those are the types of stuff where I would be like, I'll still talk to my wife about that. And I would hope that she's again the type of person to respect and understand, like, okay, this topic, this for him that must have been hard to talk about. Let's keep this indoors. Like this is just us talking, not her talking to now her fans and family about it, like all that kinds of stuff. So definitely with family, I feel like there's a line. There's definitely stuff that I will talk about with my brother or sister, whatever, that's not going to involve her, that I think I should still have the respect to be private about. But I would there's a lot of things I would open up to my wife, I would say. Relationship, girlfriend, well, it's whatever. But like if we're full blown living in a house together, like everything, wedding ring, there should be a lot of things I should open up to you about. Right. At least be able to.
Yeah.
But
okay, fair.
What would you say?
I think first I agree with pretty much everything you said. Very good points. Especially with the having your own privacy in relationships. And I think that will be what I'm gonna base my answer upon. Is like privacy in relationship is extremely important. when it comes to having your own space, having like space you can go to be away from your partner and not always be around your partner. Even like, like you will even see memes about like husband, like wives complaining about, what's my husband doing in the bathroom for 2 hours? He literally just want to be by himself, away from the kids, away from you.
Facts.
Having, and I fully support the idea of like having your own rooms, even in like a house that you live in.
Interesting take.
And then like if you have enough bread, main room that you guys both sleep in or whatever, and then have your own separate rooms where you decorate how you want. He decorates how he wants.
These are bedrooms or just rooms?
Yes, bedrooms.
Okay.
Yeah, bedrooms or just rooms.
Damn, bread. We talking
that's
money.
Bread, right? Yeah, but having, because if I'm screaming with my fucking friends at 3 a.m. on Rainbow.
And that's why I was like bedroom, because I would have a gaming room for
gaming
that.
Room, like, bedroom. I mean,
whatever. But your own rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the point is having your own space to do things that makes you happy without feeling like you're bothering or burdening somebody else that's living in the space. Like, because the way like Steven whisper on the mic when he games, I don't ever want to be like that. I never want to be like that.
Man just shouted out his whole life.
No.
Give him a little insight. We play Rainbow, and obviously all the boys got the headset on.
Yeah. So
Steven,
if you never play Rainbow is a very, very heavy communication and like and sound cue game.
Yes.
So in the midst of shooting, if your friends are watching the cameras to see what the enemy's coming from, and they're trying to give you feedback on where to go, and if your friends are like, he's in the other room, instead of letting you know
in high time,
a gunfire going on,
matter, but and he has to do that because he lives with 3 other females who we're gonna go actually see in Arizona.
So I mean, that's just an example that I've experienced that where I'm like,
the perfect
that won't
example.
never, that can't be me.
Oh, that's bad funny. Shout out to the boy Steven. The perfect example. Boy, we whisper in the mic. We're like, bro,
at that point, just do you, and just let us do us.
That's so funny.
But yeah,
facts.
So for me, that's very important. When it comes to everything else, it's hopefully the same thing you said. My wife is going to be someone I can share the majority of things with, where I feel comfortable sharing it to the point and you used to, I think the word phrased it perfectly. It's like confiding in my wife, because it will never leave the space of communication that we just we just did, and having someone that can handle some of the burden of life with you, even though there are no resolution. And it's just like, hey, I just want you to know, if I'm over here more often, if I'm picking up the phone more often because someone is calling me, it's because of this and this. It's not because of anything else. And if you see me like talking kind of to them in a way that's like I'm just listening or like trying to give them advice, this is because of what it is. And context is everything. I don't want my wife to ever feel like I'm hiding something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I say that, but there's gonna be a point where I feel like not everything can be shared.
I would agree.
But what that point is, don't know. I'm not in marriage yet.
Fair.
I just see my parents do it, and I think it's healthy. That's one of the healthier things they do is like, let's say my mom wants to buy her family member something or whatever. She tells me about it. She won't tell my dad about it.
Okay.
Or she wants to buy herself something. She'll tell me about it. She won't tell my dad about it. Just because if she understands that's one of my dad's quirks, how his personality is like with money, like you don't need to be buying all that. She just want to buy it and just enjoy it. Don't care to like explain yourself.
It's bliss.
Yeah. So like something like that, I can understand.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, I like that. And I would, just to add on to your point, I like the separate room identity is very, I think, again, also something that's necessary. Like you gotta have a space that's yours.
That's
man.
you. Yeah.
Especially, again, I haven't lived with anyone either, but I can only imagine like coming together with someone and like everything in the house is both of ours and it's like shared spaces, I would feel like I need a space. The toilet is not big enough. There's no way the one bathroom, it's not big enough. Like I will definitely need a space, whether it's a fucking garage or like whatever. I need a space where it can be me. I look at the walls, it's me. The music that's playing in there all the time is me. Like a space where I can just be myself. So I definitely would agree to that point. But that,
because I would say like if my wife and I were building a house together, I'm not the most like architectural, like interior gifted person. She can pick whatever, but I'm gonna need a room where I can put what the fuck I want on the wall. If I want a One Piece poster randomly that don't go with the rest of her fucking Picasso paintings, whatever. Who gives a fuck? It's me, you know.
No. I like that. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you guys think. What do you think about privacy? How far does it extend? Is it even something that should happen? Do you feel like it's too much? And I feel like this would be more so women thinking this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there would be slightly on the fence about it just because they would want to have more insight. Like, is it too much of an unknown for you guys? Is it too much of, like what you said earlier, hiding, or comes off as hiding something and all that? Because I know, again, women's intuition, I feel like they would definitely, like, when it comes, there will be a point where she'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
I have to know what's going on either with said person, with family, what's happening in that room. Right. What game are you playing? What game are you playing? Because there's no way you're having that much fun without me. But that being said, I really love the cards today. They're really nice. We're gonna try to push them out again in the beginning of the episode. Let us know in the comments if you guys are liking it. Come out in the beginning of the episode, and while you're letting us know in the comments, also hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell so you know when the boys are on. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you audio listeners, come to the video. I'm telling you, the boys are out here. The man Toast is cooking, man. You know, you want to see the edits. I know it does not come off as funny or as cool or as nice on the just on the audio. When you see the visuals, like when I was watching the Boondocks edit, when you see the visuals, guys, you're only gonna want to watch the audio or the video, sorry. But definitely, if you are still listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating. Again, notification bell so you know when we're on there as well. And that being said, we will catch you guys in the next one. So be safe, take care, peace.